Welcome to Wigglesticks TV. In this episode, we're going to modify a battery box to fit into the track frame. We're going to remove the rear section of it that's covered by the green here, because we don't need that because we're not running the rear part of the subframe. So we just need this front piece here that can hold the battery box, can hold the battery, and also can hold the CDI unit. So here we go. So we're going to start looking at now is the battery box. Got it in there with the two fastening screws. Cut it down, but we need to put another mounting point in just here somewhere. So what we're going to do is take it off the frame and then put a couple of riv nuts into the frame, and then we can secure it here and probably somewhere over here. Let me do this one first and then somewhere over that side. It probably only needs one side really. Maybe one over here. So a recap from the last video is our other rivet gun cracked in behind here, so we had to make a new, go and buy a new riv nut gun. We've put one extra mounting point in here and then one extra mounting point in here, and then the battery box itself will mount nicely into there and also into there with the standard 2 mounting points. box is sturdy. Probably a bit of overkill, but what can we do? So I decided to, I'm going to polish this part of the cast part of the frame. I've tried to clean it a bunch of times, and I would like to get rid of little marks like this out of here, and then potentially I think this scratch and stuff will look better out of here. So I've taken the subframe, it was sitting over there, taken the subframe off the mainframe, and now I've just sort of done a few little tests just with some wet and dry, where we weren't going to see it, and it seems to be coming up with not too much effort. And then down here is the first kind of stage, just sanding it with a bit of wet and dry. So this one is 60 grit, and then it needs a little bit more. So it's probably maybe 10 minutes of scrubbing, sanding. So it's coming off okay compared to what it normally looks like with the actual cast marks in the frame. So yeah, I think we'll just give it a bit more sanding and see how we go. So last night's effort went okay, but it was hard work getting back down to, getting rid of this casing. So today we're going to try an orbital sander, see how we go. So we'll give it a shot on down here first, just to see how it goes, and then yeah, we'll go from there. First little crack, 5 or 10 minutes on the sander. See, it's breaking through the casting, and it's much quicker than doing it by hand, obviously. Another 5 or 10 minutes. I haven't polished this one with the 120 wet and dry yet, so this still has the orbital sander marks in it, but I think it's definitely coming up. Okay, I think a little bit in here still needs to go, and a little bit over there, but we'll hit it with the wet and dry and see what it comes up like. So you can see just with a bit of a wipe, get off the wet and dry, it's pretty good. Get a little piece in here, still need to get it down a little bit deeper, but compared to the stock casting, it's just taking that off, so you can see it a bit better from this angle. So yeah, I think it's kind of getting there. The first pass with the orbital sander. So we started with this one. This hasn't been done. We've done the bottom piece down here to get into this little dent where the foot pegs have gone with some sandpaper. But yeah, a bit more today and get the inside of it done. I think we'll sandblast or soda blast the inside to get all this crap out of there and clean it up. So we're going to start doing a little bit of sanding on the this part of the frame here, just trying to get the first layer of marks out. After getting rid of all the casting, you can kind of see still a few marks in there. So I will hit it with the 180 and yeah, see how we go. So I've hit it with the die grinder and got rid of all this casting and stuff on the back here. Still a little bit down in here, you can't really see, but overall it's that's what it's going to be. You probably won't see most of that stuff. Come in here, so then we'll start hitting with the wet sanding now and see what we can get it back to. So today we're going to try to finish off getting this frame in, in a completed kind of state. It'll involve a little bit more sanding, but what we're going to do now is soda blast the inside here to try and clean that up. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So over here in the back shed, we're going to try and soda blast our frame. Got this little makeshift area just to try to catch the as much of the baking soda as we can, not make a complete mess, but we'll see how it goes. We're just going to hit the areas inside here and then flip it over and do the other side down in here as well, down the bottom there. So we'll see how we go. So soda blasting is very messy. Obviously we don't have a proper cabinet, but it's actually cleaned it up super nice first go. So the frame was upside down, so I'm just going to go back in and get some of these bits. Managed to recapture, I'll get all this stuff off the top of the bench, recapture all this stuff, and I've still got one full packet of soda here, so we've used about 2 kilos of baking soda. So yeah, not too bad. So we just cleaned up all the soda, or the baking soda off the frame, give it a bit of a wash down. See, it's starting to come up pretty nice now. Really happy with how the inside came out. It was really dirty and it was really difficult to get it out of the casting before, but it's come up really nice and clean. Same with the other side there. Yeah, so I think we might actually hit it with a coat of polish this afternoon and actually see, or maybe a little bit more sandy and then a little bit of a polish this afternoon, just to see how we are. But I think I'm pretty happy with how it's all cleaned up now. Eventually we're going to get the headset bearings replaced with some tapered ones, and then we're pretty much probably onto the swing arm very shortly, which is hiding under the air compressor over here. That'll be the next challenge. But yeah, the soda blasting was worked out quite well. This crappy little $30 gun got a little bit clogged once the moisture, a bit of moisture in the airline. I think the air compressor's quite an old one and quite noisy, but it actually does the job okay. So yeah, it's coming together pretty well. We'll start bolting the sucker back together shortly, and hopefully we'll start to resemble a bit more of a bike. Rudy's pretty happy with the progress, aren't you, mate? Good boy. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for subscribing if you've subscribed, and if you haven't, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button as well to follow along on the build progress.